The recent events around Volkswagen reminded me of some observations I've made during my brand and product research. And that is that you find some companies with a strong or perhaps an over-reliance on engineering and other companies with a strong or over-reliance on branding. And the over-reliance on engineering could be something that you would observe with Volkswagen, where you might say, here are some rigid emission standards. We're an engineering-driven company. In the C-suite, we have a strong engineering orientation, so we will find an engineering solution to that, and we will overcome that obstacle. The rest is, of course, well documented in the press. On the other side, you will find companies who will have an over-reliance on the brand itself. And I think many of those examples are within Great Britain. If you think of, to stay in the car industry, Lotus, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Jaguar, you name it, these are some of the greatest brands in the car industry, and none of them are really British brands anymore, at least in terms of ownership. And you have to ask yourself, how can that happen? How can Rolls-Royce belong to the BMW group and Bentley belong to Volkswagen and the Volkswagen group, and Lotus and Jaguar further afield even than the continent? How can that happen? And here you have an example of having absolute reliance on the brand, building the brand, but not really taking care of the product in terms of its engineering capabilities, in terms of its performance, reliability. We all know what happened to the British car industry in the 80s. The wheels literally fell off from British Leyland all the way up. So here again, then on the other side, you've got a highly successful German car industry, Volkswagen with an enormous portfolio of brands, from Lamborghini to, as I said, Bentley, but also Bugatti, Ducati in the motorbike area, Seat, Fiat. It's just an extraordinary collection of brands, and they're the solution, of course, to make money where the previous owners didn't make money, is to find or to operate with an engineering approach. And so you will find Volkswagen bits in many of these brands, the idea being, well, the brand is there, and we will streamline the technology behind it and use similar or equal or the same indeed components across some of the brands. The danger there is, with an over-reliance on engineering, that you eventually hollow out the brand, that it says Bentley on it, but perhaps there's not that much Bentley in it anymore. Those are possibilities, and companies that have a strong engineering focus need to guard themselves in that direction, that these brands do not become inauthentic. And on the other side, the British experience shows us that you have to take care of the product. The brand alone cannot survive, and if the products don't perform, if they don't provide the reliability and the quality, no matter how fascinating the design is and how great and long the tradition is, there is no go. There is no money to be made, and the brand goes offshore. So that's what we learned from Volkswagen.